Hello Tubesters, it's Gav. Welcome to another one of my videos. Well, it's been quite the game getting this, trying to get this video and this bust photographed. As it'll say in the title, I've completed it. This is the dedication to my Mara. Let's quickly lift him up, hopefully he don't fall off. This is to my Mara, Charlie Mac. As I said on the couple of videos, I think the first video when I showed it under primer and then part painted, the second one, I'm not claiming that this actually looks like Charlie Mac, and not for a minute do I think that Charlie Mac goes to his local post office dressed like that. It's just, he's just got that Mac's face. No, Mac doesn't look like a dwarf. But he just, I don't know, he just reminded me of him, so he got the dedication. What I like to do, if it comes into my head, whether it's a figure, whether it's the War Games figures, whether it's the scale modelling, if I think I want to put a dedication to a particular Mara of mine that I interact with on my channel, that's what I'm doing. This one, just as I said, I just happened to look at it and I thought, if that doesn't look like Charlie's frown when he's looking down at you, I don't know what is. So yeah, that's dedicated to Charlie Mac. It's all done. Couple of things. It's all painted in non-metallic. So if you see NMM in capital letters mainly on somebody's video, somebody might put it down. That means non-metallic metal. It just means the person's trying to replicate a metallic look with non-metallic paint. So instead of, I don't know, bright silver, you try and replicate that with whites, greens, blues, whatever it is that will try and replicate that look. It doesn't always work with me because I'm not that practiced at it, and it's I love it. I love non-metallic metal. I'm always looking at people's display figures and how they've done it. It's just a style I like, but I don't do a great deal of fantasy work, so I don't really get to practice it that much, and it's something you really have to, it's like everything, you just got to take your time and keep doing it until it gets better. I gave this guy like a auburn hair. I just thought it suited the look. I didn't do the fiery Games Workshop orange like Dwarf Slayer things. Don't really know much about them. I just gave him what I thought would look nice with the green and stuff as well. So yeah, let's go down to the bench. The plinth, I did think of doing it non-metallic, but it's a big surface area and I'm not that well practiced on it. For me it's easier to do the smaller surface areas than that huge big one, so I decided just to paint non-metallic around the scroll work at the base. Again, this was given to me along with a couple of 1 in 35 scale figures by my Mara, Fredrik, from the Hobby Shack. Again, there'll be a link to Fredrik's channel and Charlie Mac's channel again in the descriptions. Most of you guys, you know these fellas already. It's just in case there's anybody that stumbles across this video and would like to go and check them out. And please do so, because they're really nice people and they do some cracking work. And there's no point me going into it. Just press the links and go and go and check them out, please. So yeah, it's a 3D bust, hollow, so they've hollowed it out. Obviously it saves on resin and printing time. There is I said there wasn't, and I said this in the other one, there is striations in it. They're a lot smaller. I wasn't sure if the striations were there as texture or not, so they might be, they might not, I don't know. I prefer if there wasn't, just add your own stuff in. It just complicates the painting to a degree. So yeah, I think that's about everything. It's a mini bust. I couldn't give you the size. I'm not really good at that scale stuff. But when I do I keep promising the reveal of the Vietnam figure, that will come on sometime in the week. But I'll hold both figures, both busts up, so you can get an idea what a mini bust roughly looks like in scale. And you can get smaller ones than this, I believe. Yeah, I think that's about everything. Right, let's go down to the bench and take a look. Thank you for joining me at the bench, guys. this is the completed bust. Probably the lights, I've just tried to adjust them, but they're probably going to bleach it out slightly. It's you know, can't thank Fredrik enough. It was a really nice little bust to paint. As you can see by the time it's taken me to do it, it's you could have thrown more time at it maybe, but I like it. I like what I've done. As I say, I've got a long way to go on non-metallic. It's very basic stuff, mine. I put some. This is just black with some blue in it, just to give it a different, different colour, a bit different hue to it, I should say. We've got the non-metallic. Around the base. Again, I've tried to do different styles of non-metallic, different colours. This one's got, if I remember rightly, what has it got, Gav? It's got a standard like camouflage brown in it as a base on top of the black, because I just painted the whole thing black, and then it's got Japanese uniform next, then golden brown, then pale sand, and then some. You could have put some pale sand into the golden brown, which I did actually, funny enough. So golden brown, then pale sand and golden brown mixed together, and then pale sand as a highlight. You could do some cold white little dots on it, but I'm happy with what I've got. It's not as silvery looking as it is on the probably under the lights. So that's that. I'll just have a quick look in my drawer, because I forgot one of the paints I was going to show you, and as usual when you want to do something quickly you can't find it. So the hair colour, if anybody's interested, I know Jason was talking about it. This is done obviously over a grey. There's grey in here, sorry, grey but primer base. I've then put some shadow areas in with some black. This is all under airbrush, but you can do it with a brush just as easy. And some top highlights with some white, but you could do the whole thing black if you wished, and just use the black as shadows. That'll be more apparent in a minute. So the hair has been painted with, let's move this out of the way, let's quickly explain. So base coat of it's disappeared now, camouflage. I'll tell you what, the stuff on these labels for AK really rubs out quick, but that says something like camouflage brown, I think, but you can see the colour. Anything like that, and this is just me doing it. There's different there's different colours out there. Browns I'm talking about. You mix and match to do your own, but yeah, it's like a mid brown. So that's the base. Then go over it with, see it's fading away there again, some wine red. Let's just look at the colour. Obviously it's not been mixed up, but that's roughly the colour. Again, not too heavy. What you want to do is, so each layer has a slight, it comes through very slightly, so it'll alter the colour of the one that's going on top. Then on the higher areas where you want your highlights, and you'll see that in the bust I'll show again in a minute, my favourite amaranth red, but again you could use other oranges if you want to change the hue. I wasn't going for a really bright orangey look to the hair, but amaranth red on top, again fairly, not glaze consistency, but fairly thinned out. Then I put some aside and mixed in some sunny skin tone. You don't want to desaturate it, so you don't want if you put white in it, you're gonna get I don't know, you're gonna rob the colour out of it. So use your sunny skin tone or something around that look. And then what I did was, in some very highlighted areas. I put the sunny skin tone, very small areas, I put it on neat, but then went over again with the amaranth red. And that one, let's have him back. And that will give, so I'm going to do this around the viewfinder. So that highlight area there, so I've put the sunny skin tone on neat in just a small part of it, and then gone over with the amaranth again, just to give this, you know, in some areas some highlight. And then you've got to be a bit careful with this, which, you know, if you want to use black, it might work out better, but I don't really like painting on top of black. I put some rubber black, which has got a lot of brown in it, so again, you don't have to have rubber black. Just mix some brown, any type of brown, in with some black, and you'll get roughly the same thing. And I've just put that in some of the shadow areas to get a bit different definition between all the different braids. You could go heavier if you wanted to, but I didn't. That's it really. So we've got a blued metal effect. I might add a couple more white dots in places over the non-metallic in general. I've tried different, because I was just using it for practice really. So we've got a greeny, I don't know how well I've got a load of photographs at the end, but I don't know how well this shows really, but there's green in this. There's some jet black in some of the, you know, to under black line it more or less, and put it into some really deep shadow areas there. It looks clunky, but when you're sitting back, it works, if that makes sense. Don't forget, we're looking at it. I'm having to zoom it really in close for you guys. But it does work. I've gone for warmer tones on these, on this big whatever it is, buckle, whatever that is. I've gone for like I was practicing just doing a warmer tone compared to these more colder metals, and I think the cold metal works well on his warm tones of his hair. As I say, you can't get away with it with dwarfs really. They have that much. Most of the fantasy dwarfs have so much metal on them. If you could have done that in a you know, the blued metal could have been done as a gold, but you just lose everything really. I've done a bit of reflection in there with the colours, with just showing the hair, you know, colour bouncing off it a bit. Again, the same jewel at the back in the warm colours. Yeah, that's about it really. And I say at the bottom there, which I've just already talked through, so I would say that's, I don't know if that's a warm or a cold looking one. But yeah, I've really enjoyed it. They only put, for some reason, they only put the like machined look on the front, and not the that's not styrations. They've obviously done that on purpose, but they've not done it on anything else on the other sides. But yeah, I think he looks really decent. I think you know, if Charlie was a dwarf, maybe, just maybe, he might look like that. So again, thanks a lot, Fredrik, for letting me have this bust and let me have a paint of it. That's really appreciated. I will do the unveiling of the Vietnam bust. The only reason that got slowed, there was 2 points I wanted to redo on it, only tiny little things, but I concentrated on this in my free time, so it's not got done yet. But you'll have an unveiling of the Vietnam bust later on in the week, with some 28mm as well. I'm doing the basing for those Fallschirmjäger 28mm at the moment. I'm not doing a complete, I thought of doing a basing tutorial, and I think, well, what's the point in showing people how to stick putty down when they're even somebody who's a novice, you know, would know how to do it. So I'm going to base them but talk through the basing. I think that's just easier. So yeah, so that's coming up as well, plus some modelling stuff as well. I'll take a break for a couple of weeks. I want to push the Badger on now. Badger's all, apart from the tracks, the dreaded tracks, I've got to have a go on that and get some texturing on. The barrel's all done, so the Badger's ready to, once I've done the tracks and finish the texturing and the well beads, the Badger's ready to go. into the next stage, priming and painting and stuff. So yeah, thanks very much for stopping by and taking a look. As I say, there'll be some photographs at the end, not brilliant quality as ever, but they never are with my stuff. I do try, but I'm just not very good at it. I don't really understand all the technical terms for, you know, shutter speeds. I'm doing this off my video camera anyway, but I did try photographing this in. I've got a little green stuff light box, but the neon lights, are they? What are they? Oh, I can't remember. The new modern style lighting, the strip lighting it's got in there. It keeps putting the strobe effect on the camera and on this video camera as well, and I can't take photographs for some reason, and I'm not clever enough to work out how to rectify it. So anyway, it's turning into a classic Gav waffle and ramble. So look after yourselves. Thanks for putting out the videos. I've been really enjoying them, and we'll catch each other very soon on another video.